Hello, World Globe. This is Timothy Green, Stock Market School. My equipment will get better when I get my money from the stock market, which the Fed is doing their best to investigate to find out how much they should give me, because I had different bank accounts. My money was in the bank. Well, I haven't got one penny yet. And this is why the market continued to drop. It's like they know who the money belongs to. But when you have different items in your portfolio and you haven't got paid from either one, this drive down the market terribly until that person get paid. It doesn't matter how much they put on it. What matters is how long it's been after the taxes of the percentage adds up through the years and years to come. Hey, that's a big difference in the market, because the market always pays. And when the market pays and you put your money in the bank and you have other different bank accounts and the bank borrow your money and you have A1 credit and you goes to the bank and say, I want to borrow $5,000, and the bank turns you down. Hold up, I got money in the bank. I just want to borrow something. I'm not asking for my money. I'm borrowing money from the bank that I don't even have to. But they turn you down. So you goes to a loan company, and the loan company borrow from a bank that you could have had borrowed from and give you the loan of a small amount. And after that, they give you a high interest rate. Now, come on, man. We're going to listen to these people for a whole month. And I'm going to walk you through it, through the months. And I will not give you the answer. Professional stock market don't give you the answer, but they help you to understand the market, how to make the right investment. So that way, you don't make bad investment. Because bad investment is not good for the economy. It hurts the economy, but it doesn't hurt the market. Because either way, the market's going to get paid, bad or good. Because it's going to add up the percentage of the taxes of each and every item. Now, understand what I'm saying. We're going to look at this. We're going to try our best to understand what they're talking about. And you're going to realize who the money really belongs to. I post my document on Facebook. They looked at it. They understood it. Okay. They were supposed to go in that direction. But when they tried to switch the page on me, and the money supposed to have came to me, and I didn't get it in my favor, guess what? It was about to go up, and then it dropped raggedly. How in the world anybody can try to still make investment on a hike when it's under zero, way under zero. You see the high, it's not no high, it's not good. That high in the green, that is high under zero. That's the amount of money that is overdue under the death certificate. Don't let people play you in the market. The market don't play. The market pays. And when the market pays, you put that money in the bank and the bank try to jack you for your money. Let me tell you something. It's against the law to rob the bank. And it's against the law for the bank to rob you. So either way, whatever they do, however they look at it, they gotta come correct. I'm not gonna go on and on and on because I wanted you to understand the market, how to make good investment. Because in the old days, when people used to make bad investment and the idols and the interest of them taxes start adding up and they realize how much money they have to pay, they commit suicide. But we're not going to do that. We're going to try to learn how to make money, control our money. Can't nobody control the market. You cannot fix the market when the market is not broke. The only thing you can do for the market to understand the market how it works, to make that right investment. Because it wasn't for technology in the old days, you had to put it on the paper, and for each and every idle ships, boats, plane, until they decided to use this AI on the internet. And that's when we didn't have pictures or nothing like that. It was like you had to type in the name and put in a code and wish number one, number two, the title of wish in your file. It was a complicated thing. It took me a while. It took me a long time to learn that. When I went to training school, I was the dumbest one in the class. I couldn't get past opening up the computer to start my day. But I learned it's not easy. Everything is a process of learning. So, and I learned and understand what I learned. Hey, a person could go real far within the stock market. And with the new AI and the pictures and everything, it's a beautiful thing. And you listen to them. We don't care about the deal Speaker McCarthy cut with the administration when we were discussing this back with the debt ceiling drama. So every single and they gotta pay for that debt interest of them taxes across the globe. They might well close their mouth and say, send Timothy Green a check and let's see what happens. I guarantee you, everything gonna fall in place. And you'll begin to see the hand, the needle move. And when you see that needle move, it's still gonna collect because they still got old balance and new balance. And that's the good thing about the market. And that's why we have it. Every nation across the globe have it. But what money was valued across the globe the most? And when that country caused these issues, I'm not going to say no more. I'll let you see it for yourself. Let's watch this and say our goodbyes. So that's the theater side, and I'll get back. That a lot of people are looking at right now, away from the political circus, which is the UAW strike and the potential for some sort of breakdown in negotiations. Goldman Sachs put out a report saying that a potential strike would reduce quarterly annualized growth by 0.05 to 0.1 percentage point for each week it lasted. This is going to have a material effect on growth. What is the response from the Biden administration, and what is the response from the Republican leadership? Well, Wally Adeyemo recently said, and he's the one we have this week on the record talking to CNBC, saying that he does not think there'll be a strike. There are still negotiations. But the reporting we have from our colleagues out of Detroit is that they are very far still at this moment, and that Shawn Fain by 10 p.m. tomorrow will have plans in place if there is no agreement to go on strike. Maybe not at all three, maybe not at all plants, but a certain number of plants, there will be strikes and walkouts if they do not have this agreement. Between the labor workers, the union, and the big three, they just are not coming in on the hard demands that both sides have laid out. And Shawn Fain has said that we are willing to strike over this. This is going to be a difficult position for the White House. The president wants to make sure that he is on the side of the union, but at the same time, he doesn't want to see growth impacted because of this or strikers on the streets in Detroit. And he also wants to, the crux of this is move the auto industry into a greener future. What you saw at the end of last month was $15 billion to retrofit those factories instead of having these companies go to the South and do these joint ventures for battery operations for EVs. And last month, almost a month ago, it would be a month to the date of the contract expiring, the president put out a statement, and he talked about how its union workers should get the first shot at any of these jobs, and there needs to be a just transition, and that union workers should have the wages they deserve to support a family. You can see the line he is trying to walk as he's trying to balance two big goals of his administration. I'm not sure how he walks this line, AMH, without picking a side. You've got the auto manufacturers in Detroit warning about the sustainability and viability of their companies as they make the effort to make the transition. How does he carry on walking this line without picking a side? Well, it would have been easier for him if an Inflation Reduction Act, which some Democrats wanted, which was an extra bonus tax credit for those who bought electric vehicles that were made by unions. But guess what? Toyota has a huge non-unionized factory in West Virginia. And they were never going to get Senator Joe Manchin's vote on that. This is the predicament for President Biden. At the end of the day, there's going to be a lot of phone calls that are going to be worked between the big three and the UAW. He's already tasked Gene Sperling to be in the middle of this, but so far... But see, understand this. To have those electric cars, the introduction in the market is already in trouble when they didn't pay their bill of a stock market death certificate of a percentage of taxes that are helping Carson to bring down the market in the economy. Now here's the thing. The gas price is going to be so high with we have to use it, but understand they have a large bill that is definitely under the death certificate where they got to pay. The electric cars ain't going nowhere no time soon because they can't build no electric cars filling station. Where's they going to get the money from? Understand what they trying to say. It ain't got nothing to do with nothing that you can't not get if you don't have the money to get it, to support it. First of all, you got to pay your debt. That's just like if you owe the credit bill some money, and if you want more credit, the credit bill gonna say, well, you owe me some money. You pay me this, or 10%, and I'll give you 20%. But understand, under that 10%, or that 20%, you're gonna have to give back 50%. Because you have an overdue payment to pay. How in the world you going to get some liquid cards in the economy when the introductory of the market in the economy is in trouble? I let them tell it. Just listen. My head is. I'm so upset with this. I got the perfect portfolio in the world. And they know this. And no matter how they try to address the high, ain't no way the high will be in the red. What are you talking about? When the high is in the red. And so it raises a question, who's not buying and how much is this an international withdrawal? A Japan, for example, versus something more persistent that maybe has legs. Sets us up for the Federal Reserve a week away. Yeah. The market is growing leg about to run away. Okay. Give us another one, okay? The euro looks like this. The euro against the dollar. 107.37, negative 0.16%. Late yesterday, a Reuters story. A Reuters story. Bear in mind, there's meant to be a quiet period, but there never is. Because whenever they want to communicate, they can just leak whatever they want to leak to various media outlets, including this one. Cynical. It's real. It's reality. It's what's happening. Reuters come out and say that according to official close to the decision, we're going to get an upgrade to the inflation outlook for 2024, north of 3%, which reintroduces the risk that we get a rate hike tomorrow, Tom, from the ECB. And that risk is now on the table in a more profound way, more pronounced way, at the same time that we have reports that Germany is going to be downgrading their growth outlook to contraction for 2023. That's the mess that President Lagarde has to confront in 24 hours.
And the overlay with the drama of Mr. Putin meeting the gentleman from North Korea and all the imagery that we see of that meeting is completely unspoken as this war advances. Overnight, there were legitimate missile attacks on Crimea by Ukraine directly at the Russian Navy. And I'm sorry, that's an overlay to the strategy Lagarde has to impart on a herd of cats she has to herd.
It's been the story of the year, hasn't it?
Yeah.
The fragility, the energy backdrop.
I still think we talk about it. We do finance, but the fact is the war is going full bore.
But it's all connected, isn't it?
Yes.
Without a doubt. Under surveillance this morning, the latest CPI reading from...
And they should be charged for it if they do. Because it costs to have a war. That costs money. And when the economy is in trouble and you thinking about having war, you think about giving up your country with all nations, because the nation of the globe, the economy, money is in trouble. You don't have time for war. You had time to try to fix the economy and make it better to get the market, the global market, back on track, because it can fall in any hand to control. It can fall in the poorest country. As long as they do right by their people in the economy and make sure that whatever causes the economy to crash in that state, that nation that it came from, that person, those persons get paid. And if they don't do that, it's going to take a minute. It's going to switch over to another nation that is going to choose itself. Not no man, AI, going to do this. And both of those nations going to have a big death certificate. And the first one going to owe the most, going to be as poor than the poorest country in the nation. And if those two don't do it, it's just going to keep on moving. And it's all depends. My goodness, do you understand? if a great investment makes a perfect portfolio, the amount of money that 3 times across the globe, how much that would be if it keep moving? Wow. Wow. You can't have no war when it's time to bring in peace. That's not going to fix the market, baby.
The inflation debate that we're going to have throughout this morning with CPI about an hour away, Tom. If you're looking at fuel right now, can you really pass this on? If costs are going up in corporate America, labor costs one, energy costs two, can they really pass that on to the consumer? Is that consumer price tolerance still out there in quite the same way? Arguably, relative to where we were 12 months ago, the answer to that is no. But how much has it changed, and how much weaker will it be going through year end?
Well, Mike, I don't think airlines are a good example because, like I said, they're flat on their back near pandemic lows, unlike the Standard & Poor's 500, unlike the 7 glory stocks and everything else out there. But I think it's a sum of the parts. Why are used car analysis different from airline analysis? And the answer is used car prices, I believe, are maybe imploding is too strong a language, but they're disinflating.
Well, but it also points to the different economies, the different rolling recessions. Cars were what people bought in the pandemic. They couldn't travel.
And that's the pure market. Pure market.
My issue is, are we seeing the point at which margins have to compress more than people have previously thought? We see this with American Air. We saw that with Spirit. We've seen this across the airline industry. But it's not just there.
The back of this is disinflationary tendency. Perfectly timed. Megan Robson joins us, head of U.S. Credit Strategy, Senior Vice President, Disinflation at BNP Paribas. And what's so important here, we had on a guest earlier who frames out there somewhere next year a sub 3% inflation.
Hey, this had been a Timothy Green Stock Market School produced. I just want to let you know, even without my money, so I can get my equipment, I'm still coming out. Tune in, understand, listen, and learn, because we all can be rich, as wealthy than any person on the globe. All we have to do, make a right investment. And never, it's not the right time now to get in the market right now. Because a bad investment is when you make a high investment thinking it's good under zero when the economy has already dropped under the hype that they try to put up, and it's on high, which is under zero. Don't make that mistake. I'm warning you. I'm warning you. I'm out. See you. I'll get back to y'all.